Well, Russell, your initial reactions to that result?
Yeah, initial reaction is disappointed changing room. I thought both teams probably cancelled each other out in the first period. Both had the same shape. We tried to do something about that in the second period, show a little bit more intent by going 4-4-2, try to get two strikers up there, try to service the box. We've had a couple of decent chances, one from Kenwyn and one from Gunnarsson, which was probably the best chance of the game from 6 yards. But it looked like it was going to be a tight game all night, and maybe one goal was going to decide it. It wasn't a classic by any means, but it was important that we kept a clean sheet. We managed to do that, but unfortunately we couldn't get a winning goal.
First half was poor, to be honest, wasn't it, Russell?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, wasn't a good. Well, wasn't good, but I think it was poor also because we cancelled each other out. There was no, we couldn't. Neither side could play between each other because of the midfield was packed. I thought it was difficult to manoeuvre the ball between people. They were better at it than us going forward. So I think it was important that we changed our approach in the second period. We tried to do that by getting the ball a little bit wider, as I say, and trying to service the box that little bit more.
Yeah, they had 60% of possession, which, given the fact that you're at home and the position Brighton are in the league, that must be a concern, surely.
Well, I think Brighton, you have to look at Brighton. They're a possession-based side. That's what they base everything on. But that doesn't entitle you to win a football match. They probably had the majority of possession in most of their games. In fact, they had 65% possession on Saturday and got beat by Nottingham Forest 3-2. So, you know, possession, it's where you've got the ball, isn't it? It's where you're keeping the ball, and they play out from the back, so they have the ball an awful lot between their two centre-backs.
16 points now between yourselves and the playoff places. Up until now, you've said that it's still a possibility. Has that gone now, do you think?
I wouldn't say it's gone, but it's looking unrealistic, isn't it? If we're honest, we've got to put some real consolidated run together to get us up there. It doesn't mean it's impossible. It can happen. Teams have done it before, but at the minute we don't look like we're capable of doing that. Despite us today getting a clean sheet, you know, and 2 draws, we need to be picking up wins. That's the important thing at the minute.
And then conversely, it's only 6 points between yourselves and the relegation places. Are you wary of getting dragged into a relegation fight?
No, I don't think so. I think we have enough ability, collective togetherness, character and desire to look upwards and get us up to the top half of the table.
Yeah, the longer a run goes on like this, where so few points in the bag, and the more the fans get annoyed and angry, you can get dragged into something like that where you're fighting for your lives.
Chris, I'm not saying you can't, but my mind, that's not my mindset, and I don't believe that's the players' mindset. That's all I'm saying.
Well, what would be a successful outcome to the season now in your mind after this?
All I can say to that, Steve, is to finish as high as we possibly can. That will be the target, and to win as many football matches as we possibly can. I haven't really set a target on that, Steve, but just to do our very best.
I mean, particularly in the first half, the fans again showing their dissatisfaction. Do you understand that kind of dissatisfaction, particularly with the performances?
Yeah, Steve, I understand some of it, but I have to say one of our best moves was when we kept the ball. It went back to Sean Morrison. It was booed, and then we moved it wide, and then we created one of our better chances of the game in the first half. So, obviously some of that is accepted, and they're entitled to their opinion, and fans always will be. But sometimes, we all need a little bit of patience when we're playing, because we can't throw the ball forward every single time. We have to manoeuvre the opposition around a little bit.
Have you decided on your best formation? Because you've tried 4-2-3-1 and 4-4-2 and 4-5, whatever it might be. What do you think is the best formation for this group of players?
Again, at this moment in time, I think it also depends on the opposition we're playing and the shape they're playing. But I'd like to be having 2 strikers if possible, or certainly a number 10 and a striker in my side, and 2 wide players. Sometimes I feel that we still get a little bit outnumbered in certain games, certainly against the teams that are in the top 6. I think we get outnumbered in the middle of the park, and that's something we've addressed by putting in that extra midfielder sometimes.